Hi, independent learning tech analyst John Lay here of Talented Learning with a special guest, NetExam Customer and Partner LMS founder and CEO Brett Strauss with another Talented Learning Customer Ed Nugget. Brett, welcome and thanks for joining me today.
Hey, John, thanks for the invite.
All right. Well, I founded this podcast to provide ongoing short format customer education LMS advice, best practices, and perspective given from the world's foremost customer education experts on both the vendor and the practitioner sides. These educational nuggets are designed to provide actionable value to customer education buyers, sellers, and practitioners. Today, Brett and I are going to discuss the three most important integrations, or maybe the most common integrations for customer education LMS buyers or practitioners in general, or LMS organization. Brett and listeners, if you're in customer education space, then you know that the ability to integrate the LMS into your broader business ecosystem is a critical success enabler or preventer. Every customer ed organization has a different ecosystem that can include platforms such as CRM, customer service, customer support, e-commerce, virtual classroom tools, credentialing, taxation, translation, single sign-on, proprietary systems, LXPs, other LMSs, LRSs, LCMSs, AMSs, and many, many more, which is why it's so complex and mandatory for LMSs to be able to integrate into anything via pre-built connectors or via full API and developer kit. To make matters worse, in all those categories that I described, there's multiple vendor options in all of that. So every customer ed organization ecosystem is unique, but not all integrations are equal. Some are more important than others, and that's what we're going to talk to you about. Brett, as the CEO and founder of a wildly successful customer education LMS, you've seen it all with your customers over the past couple of decades. So let's start with you. What do you think is the most important integration type in customer education?
Critical is the CRM integration first. In order to treat this customer as an individual and understand what their individual needs are, you need to know what they bought. You need to know what type of relationship they have with your business. And the CRM is really the single source for all that customer data. As soon as the sale's made, the customer should be entered into the LMS via the CRM and given access to the training that's specific just to the products that they have purchased. You don't want to throw an entire library at them because they'll be overwhelmed and you'll kind of miss the mark. So you try and do targeted training courses relevant to the things that they purchased. The goal, of course, is to speed up the time with which they can get up and use the product. But you also want to basically over time help support or reduce the support costs. But you could also push training out as a way to encourage new purchases, right? You know what products they have, you know they're happy with it. A new version comes out, an upgraded system comes out, and then you can start pushing training with those products. So I would absolutely say that CRM integration is critical. What about you, John?
Yeah.
What do you think the next most important integration is?
Yeah, I agree. CRM's got to be the most important. If I would have went first, that would have been it. But I'm going to go somewhere here that many people might not be expecting. And I'm going to say contextual training, which is embedding your training and your education directly within your software products or another LMS. What? Why would you want to do that? Well, if you're providing, your customers are just individual users, they're going to come to your learning management system and, visit that when they want to take their onboarding training or ongoing training. But if your customers happen to be organizational customers, they already have in many cases, their own learning management system, and they can't be sending their learners, their employees to all these different systems. It's too confusing. So a lot of times, they want that application, they want that content for their LMS, but the customer education still wants to be able to track and manage licenses and see who's using it and completing and have that reporting. So that is a super critical integration. Right alongside of that, two sides of the same coin is embedding that training directly within software applications or medical devices or whatever your customers are using. So at the point of need, they have training that once again is trackable and measurable back in the LMS so that you have super reporting and data storage for your reporting. And along that note, Brett, back to you. What do you think is the third most important integration with customer education LMSs?
Yeah, I would definitely say analytics. And there are a number of different ways to analyze the training benefits, but analytics is critical because it really is where you can analyze what the benefit is of the investment of the training to the customer. You need to understand, you need to measure the impact of the training that the customer has during the launch, during the lifetime satisfaction of ownership, during the reduction in support costs, right? Your end goal should be to get them up using the product faster, make sure they're happier using it, reduce your support tickets, and then upsell them on new products, right? So if you make these people happy, they're going to stick with you. A well-run customer education program really does correlate back to happiness with the product and training to make sure they get the most out of the product you give them. You can't just toss them the keys. If you're not seeing improvements via the analytics in your training, then you might want to take a look at your product, right? There's going to be a correlation there. You want to keep these people happy through the lifetime ownership so that you can upsell them new products and keep them. Because obviously, getting a new customer costs money. Keeping a customer longer term is a much more affordable thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only way that you can prove that and know what's happening is by combining that business and that training data, so that you can actually see the needles moving and predict what your next move is going to be. So there you have it, folks. According to us, self-declared experts, those are the three most important integrations for customer education, and we labeled them as CRM, contextual learning, and analytics. Are there more important integrations in your ecosystem? Describe them in the comments below. We'd love to hear. I want to offer a special thanks to customer education guest expert Brett Strauss, CEO and founder of NetExam. Brett, thanks for your advice and guidance. It was a pleasure having you here today.
Thanks for your time.
All right. You can find more information about the NetExam solution at netexam.com. Listeners, watchers, thanks for tuning in to another episode, and we'll see you on the next Talented Learning Customer Ed Nugget. You can find more of our fiercely independent content at talentedlearning.com. If you enjoyed today's episode and want to show your support, please like, share, and comment below. It would be greatly appreciated, and it'll help spread the word to other customer education professionals. If you are in the market for a new customer education LMS and want some independent advice, navigate to talentedlearning.com and request a complimentary consultation with me. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you on the next.